Virgo is not a coincidence in the grand design of creation. This sign was crafted with precision, carrying traits that reflect divine intention. Where others see flaws, Virgo sees patterns. Where others accept confusion, Virgo instinctively creates order. This is not just personality, it is purpose. Virgo is an earth sign, steady, reliable, and deeply connected to the material world. Yet within its quiet nature lies a spiritual refinement that speaks of something higher. God highlighted 6 talents in Virgo, 6 gifts woven into its being, meant not only for survival, but for service, for leadership, for healing, and for destiny. From the beginning, Virgo has been associated with harvest, purity, and the sacred act of separating what is useful from what is waste. The ancients saw Virgo as the guardian of the grain, the one who ensures that life continues through discipline and attention. In the same way, modern Virgos carry the hidden responsibility of discerning truth, maintaining order, and preserving what is valuable. These are not small tasks. They are the quiet pillars on which others lean without even realizing it. The prophecy of Virgo is clear. Those born under this sign are chosen to bring clarity where there is confusion, healing where there is pain, and resilience where there is trial. This is why their path often feels heavier, why their standards are higher, and why their battles seem sharper. It is not punishment, it is refinement. Virgo souls are tested because they are trusted. Their challenges are the fire in which their talents are revealed like gold. Each of the 6 talents is both gift and responsibility. Discernment, healing, sacred order, wisdom, servant leadership, and resilience. These are the divine fingerprints on Virgo's soul. Together, they create a design unlike any other. A design that shows why Virgo's presence is never ordinary, but always prophetic. As we walk through this journey, each chapter will reveal one of these highlighted talents, exposing not only how it operates, but also how it can be misused, misunderstood, or hidden under doubt. And yet, in seeing these truths, Virgo begins to understand the full scope of what God has placed inside them. The first of these talents is discernment, the sharp, unshakable gift of seeing truth where others see only illusion. The first talent God highlighted in Virgo is the gift of discernment. This is more than intelligence or sharp observation. It is a spiritual ability to separate truth from illusion, to notice what others miss, and to read the hidden layers beneath the surface. Virgo carries eyes that see differently, not because they are searching for flaws, but because they are designed to filter reality with precision. Just as wheat is separated from chaff in the harvest, Virgo naturally distinguishes what is pure from what is false. This talent reveals itself early in life. Many Virgos recall moments when they sense dishonesty in a voice, imbalance in a plan, or danger in a path others believed was safe. Their inner compass pulled them away from what did not align, often without being able to explain why. This is not suspicion, it is discernment. It is God's way of protecting them and guiding those around them. To ignore it often leads to regret, while to trust it brings clarity and direction. Yet, like every divine gift, discernment carries a shadow. When used without love, it can harden into harsh judgment. Virgo, seeing clearly the weaknesses of others, may become overly critical, pointing out faults without offering healing. What was meant to protect can instead wound, and what was meant to guide can instead isolate. The challenge is learning to wield discernment with compassion, remembering that exposure of truth must always come with grace. This gift also makes Virgo a target. People often feel uncomfortable under their gaze, sensing that nothing can be hidden. Some may project their insecurity, calling Virgo too critical or too harsh, when in reality they fear the mirror being held before them. Virgo must remember that rejection of their clarity is not rejection of them, but resistance to truth. When aligned with love, discernment becomes divine clarity. It is the voice that says, "This is the path. Walk in it." It is the wisdom that protects families, heals communities, and keeps destinies from being derailed. It is a light shining in the fog, showing not only what is wrong but also what is possible. This is the first of Virgo's highlighted talents, a foundation for all others. And from this foundation, another gift emerges just as clearly: the ability to heal, to restore, and to serve as a vessel of divine restoration through both hands and heart. The second talent God highlighted in Virgo is the gift of healing. This ability is not limited to medicine or physical care, though many Virgos naturally gravitate toward health and service. It is a deeper call, an instinct to restore balance wherever something is broken. Virgo's energy carries a quiet medicine through words, actions, and presence that soothes the wounded and steadies the weary. Their hands often move in ways that bring relief, whether cooking a meal, fixing a detail, or simply holding another in silence. What they touch tends to improve, not because they force change, but because healing flows through them. This sensitivity often shows in Virgo's connection to the body. They notice signals others overlook: the tightening of breath, the weight of stress, the shift in energy. Many Virgos are deeply intuitive about health, not through theory but through an inner knowing that guides them toward what restores harmony. This makes them natural caretakers, advisors, and problem solvers. They heal not only bodies but also minds and spirits, reminding others that order and peace can be reclaimed even in chaos. Yet this divine gift carries its shadow. In their eagerness to serve, Virgos often overextend, giving until they collapse. They carry the burdens of others so deeply that they forget their own needs. The very talent meant to heal becomes a source of exhaustion. Burnout, resentment, and hidden frustration can follow if Virgo does not learn to balance service with self-care. God never intended healing to destroy the healer. It is meant to flow, not drain. Another trap lies in Virgo's silence. Because they often heal in unseen ways, their efforts may go unrecognized, leading them to believe their work has no value. But heaven records what earth overlooks. The impact of their service cannot be measured by applause. Every act of healing, no matter how small, shifts the balance of a life, and often of many lives beyond it. The lesson is that healing is sacred only when balanced. Virgo must serve with boundaries, giving from fullness instead of emptiness, allowing restoration to flow both outward and inward. When this balance is found, their healing presence becomes unstoppable, turning ordinary tasks into miracles. From this gift of healing arises the next divine talent, Virgo's sacred order, the ability to build systems, restore structure, and mirror the design of divine creation itself. The third talent God highlighted in Virgo is sacred order. More than any other sign, Virgo has the ability to take what is scattered and bring it into harmony. Where others see chaos, Virgo sees patterns. Where others are overwhelmed, Virgo creates systems. This is not simply a personality trait, it is a reflection of divine design. Just as creation itself was brought from formlessness into structure, Virgo carries the echo of that same order in their spirit. Their gift is to align environments, plans, and even people with the rhythm of clarity. This talent manifests in countless ways. In the workplace, Virgo is the one who organizes processes so that teams can thrive. In relationships, they are the partner who ensures stability and balance. In personal life, they instinctively create routines that foster health, growth, and progress. To Virgo, order is not about control, it is about freedom. True order liberates energy, allowing creativity and purpose to flow without obstruction. Yet the shadow of this gift often lies in rigidity. When Virgo forgets that order is meant to serve life rather than dominate it, their need for structure can become suffocating. They may cling too tightly to rules, resist change, or demand perfection that stifles rather than supports. The challenge for Virgo is to remember that divine order is flexible. It bends without breaking, adapts without losing balance, and always serves the higher purpose of love. Because of this talent, Virgos are often placed in positions where their clarity is essential. They are called to be organizers in seasons of confusion, guardians of systems that sustain others, and restorers of what has fallen apart. Their presence brings alignment to homes, communities, and even spiritual spaces. This is why others often seek Virgo when everything feels uncertain. They carry within them the map that points back to balance. Sacred order is not about having everything perfect. It is about creating foundations strong enough to hold what God intends to build. Virgo's quiet ability to notice, refine, and restore ensures that nothing valuable is lost and that everything is given a place. This is divine stewardship, and it is one of the reasons Virgo was chosen. From this order flows another gift just as powerful: the ability to use words as instruments of wisdom, shaping reality through precise communication and carrying messages that heal, guide, and transform. The fourth talent God highlighted in Virgo is the power of words. Ruled by Mercury, Virgo carries a unique connection to communication, not as empty sound, but as precise language that can heal, guide, and awaken. Words are never casual for Virgo. They are instruments, sharp like tools, delicate like medicine, and powerful like prophecy. When Virgo speaks with intention, clarity enters confusion, and truth cuts through deception. Their gift is not simply in speaking, but in knowing how to choose words that matter. From early life, many Virgos recognize their sensitivity to language. They remember phrases that others forget, they feel the weight of careless speech, and they understand how tone shifts meaning as much as content. This sensitivity, though sometimes painful, is also divine. It equips Virgo to teach, to write, to counsel, and to inspire. They can take complex ideas and translate them into simple wisdom that others can grasp. In this way, their words become bridges between knowledge and understanding. But this talent also carries a sharp shadow. Because Virgo sees so clearly, their words can wound if not tempered with compassion. What was meant as helpful advice may be received as harsh criticism. Their tongue, quick to point out flaws, can leave scars if not guided by love. This is why Virgo must learn the sacred balance of speech, using precision not to cut, but to heal, not to diminish, but to build. When aligned with divine intention, Virgo's words carry extraordinary impact. They become encouragement to the weary, clarity to the confused, and guidance to those lost in indecision. Even a single sentence spoken at the right time can shift the course of a life. This is why their communication is not accidental. It is an assignment. Whether through conversation, writing, teaching, or prayer, Virgo is called to use words as vessels of wisdom. Throughout history, the influence of Virgo speech can be seen in teachers, healers, and writers whose messages have shaped generations. Their strength is not in volume, but in accuracy. Not in endless talk, but in the right phrase at the right moment. This is their divine imprint. The power of words is not the end, but part of a greater design. For when Virgo's wisdom is combined with humility, another gift rises to the surface: their servant leadership, the quiet authority that guides others not through dominance, but through faithful example. The fifth talent God highlighted in Virgo is servant leadership. Unlike leadership that demands recognition or authority that shouts, Virgo leads through humility, consistency, and quiet strength. Their influence is often unseen at first, but it is undeniable. They are the ones who show up faithfully, who do the work no one else wants to do, who hold things together when others abandon their posts. In this way, Virgo reflects the divine principle that the greatest leaders are often the greatest servants. This talent is revealed in the way Virgo naturally assumes responsibility. In group settings, they become the backbone, ensuring that plans are executed and that nothing falls apart. At home, they care for the details that create stability, often unnoticed but deeply felt. In spiritual contexts, their leadership reflects humility, guiding others not by force, but by example. They do not crave the spotlight, yet their light becomes impossible to ignore because it shines through action, not self-promotion. Yet this calling often brings challenges. Because their service is quiet, it can go unrecognized, leaving Virgo feeling unseen or underappreciated. They may wonder if their sacrifices matter, if their devotion is wasted, but divine wisdom whispers otherwise. Heaven sees what the world overlooks. Every hidden act of service is recorded. Every moment of faithfulness carries weight, even when applause is absent. Virgo's influence often outlasts those who seek attention because it is built on character, not performance. The shadow here lies in resentment. If Virgo serves without balance, giving endlessly without rest or recognition, their leadership can become heavy and bitter. They may withdraw or feel unworthy of being honored. The lesson is to remember that servant leadership is not self-erasure. It is empowered humility. True service flows from strength, not exhaustion. When this talent is aligned, Virgo becomes a leader who elevates others. They create space for growth, they model integrity, and they build communities that endure. Their strength lies not in commanding, but in sustaining, not in demanding, but in empowering. This is why their leadership is prophetic. It points to a kingdom where greatness is measured not by status, but by service. And yet there is one more gift, the final talent that crowns all others: the resilience Virgo carries in trials, the ability to endure storms, rise again, and shine brighter for having walked through fire. The sixth talent God highlighted in Virgo is resilience in trials. More than any other gift, this is the one that defines Virgo's ability to endure storms and still stand. Life often tests Virgo with challenges that feel relentless, but each trial is a refining fire, shaping their spirit into strength that cannot be shaken. Where others may collapse under pressure, Virgo bends but does not break. Their quiet endurance is a testimony that they were chosen not to escape the storm, but to walk through it, carrying light. This resilience is not loud. It is not the dramatic defiance of someone who seeks attention. It is the steady persistence of one who keeps moving forward, even when the path feels impossible. Virgo knows how to endure seasons of silence, waiting, and hidden labor. They keep working, keep serving, keep believing, long after others have given up. This is why so many Virgos are the anchors in their families, the steady force in communities, the reliable presence in times of crisis. But this gift carries its shadow as well. Virgo may doubt themselves deeply during trials, questioning their worth, wondering if the burden is too heavy. They may interpret hardship as punishment rather than refinement. Yet the truth is the opposite. Virgo is tested because they are trusted. Every trial is evidence that something greater is being formed in them. Just as gold is purified in fire, Virgo emerges stronger, clearer, and more radiant after every season of difficulty. This resilience also makes Virgo a source of inspiration for others. Their ability to keep going, even when exhausted, gives courage to those who watch silently from the sidelines. Many do not realize how much strength they draw from Virgo's example, but heaven does. The endurance of Virgo is never wasted. It is a light for others who need proof that survival is possible. Resilience is the crown of Virgo's talents. It is what allows all the other gifts, discernment, healing, order, wisdom, and leadership, to remain intact even under pressure. Without resilience, the weight of their calling would crush them. With it, they rise again and again, proving that divine strength is greater than human weakness. And when these 6 talents are woven together, discernment, healing, order, wisdom, leadership, and resilience, they reveal the full design God placed in Virgo, a design that we now begin to see in its complete and powerful harmony. When viewed separately, each of Virgo's 6 talents shines brightly, but when woven together, they reveal the fullness of divine design. Discernment gives Virgo the ability to see clearly, to separate truth from illusion. Healing allows that clarity to restore others, bringing balance to what is broken. Sacred order ensures that healing and truth are sustained, building foundations that can hold weight. Words of wisdom carry these insights outward, touching hearts and guiding paths. Servant leadership anchors the vision, transforming action into example. And resilience in trials ensures that none of these gifts are lost, even when life becomes heavy. Together, these talents create a complete picture of why Virgo was chosen. This integration is what makes Virgo's calling unique. They are not meant to specialize in only one gift, but to embody a balance of all six. Like the spokes of a wheel, each talent connects to the center, and together they keep the motion of destiny moving. When discernment stands without compassion, it becomes judgment. When service exists without resilience, it collapses into exhaustion. But when each gift supports the others, Virgo becomes unshakable, a vessel through which divine purpose flows naturally. The challenge, however, is maintaining balance. Virgo can lean too heavily into one talent, neglecting the rest. They may become overly critical in discernment, rigid in order, or drained in service. These imbalances do not erase their gifts, but they cloud the flow. This is why Virgo must learn to pause, to breathe, and to align. Their talents were never meant to be carried as burdens, but expressed as blessings. When Virgo embraces this integration, their presence shifts atmospheres. They bring peace where there was confusion, structure where there was chaos, encouragement where there was despair. People may not always recognize the source of this impact, but they feel it deeply. Virgo becomes the quiet architect of change, shaping lives and communities not with force, but with divine design. The six talents are not accidents. They are the fingerprints of God on Virgo's soul. And when Virgo walks in them fully, the signs become undeniable. These confirmations, subtle but powerful, show that they are aligned with the gifts heaven entrusted to them, and it is these signs we now turn to see. When Virgo begins to walk fully in their six divine talents, the universe responds with confirmations that cannot be ignored. These signs are not always dramatic, but they are precise, arriving in moments when reassurance is most needed. They are gentle whispers of alignment, reminders that the gifts within are not imagined, but activated. One of the clearest signs is a deep sense of peace that arises without explanation. Even in the midst of storms, Virgo feels grounded, steady, and calm. This peace is not fragile. It is a signal that their talents are flowing in harmony with divine intention. Another confirmation is the presence of synchronicities. Numbers like 111 often appear, affirming that Virgo's thoughts are aligned with creation. 444 arrives as a reminder of protection, a sign that angels surround and shield them. 777 signals spiritual victory, confirmation that resilience and faith are producing fruit unseen. These repeating patterns are not coincidences, but markers, each one guiding Virgo to trust the path already unfolding. There are also external signs. People begin to seek Virgo's wisdom more often, turning to them for guidance, comfort, or clarity. Their words carry weight, their presence brings calm, and their actions inspire trust. Even without asking, recognition comes, not always in applause, but in the way others naturally lean on them. This subtle honoring is proof that their gifts are active, touching lives in ways that ripple far beyond what they can measure. The body also speaks when Virgo is in alignment. Energy flows with less resistance, rest becomes deeper, and even ordinary routines feel lighter. The constant tension of overthinking begins to soften, replaced by a quiet confidence that decisions will be guided. Virgo's temple, mind, body, and spirit, becomes a clearer vessel when talents are being lived authentically. But what if these signs feel absent? Then the gifts may not be gone, but waiting. Sometimes peace comes later, sometimes numbers appear after surrender, sometimes recognition arrives only after seasons of hidden labor. Virgo must trust that absence is not abandonment, but preparation. The signs always come, for God does not highlight talents without also confirming them. These confirmations assure Virgo that they are walking in divine rhythm. And with that assurance comes the final step, claiming identity with a prophetic decree, sealing the six talents not only as gifts, but as destiny. The journey of Virgo's talents culminates in a decree of identity. From discernment to healing, from sacred order to words of wisdom, From servant leadership to resilience, each gift reveals not only skill, but calling. These are not random traits or personality quirks. They are divine assignments woven into Virgo's being before birth. To carry them is to carry responsibility, but also promise. The opposition Virgo faces, the trials they endure, the misunderstandings they encounter are all confirmations that their talents matter. Haters resist what they fear, and darkness pushes hardest against the ones carrying light. Virgo's prophetic role is clear: to be the quiet guardian of truth, the hidden healer of wounds, the architect of order, the speaker of wisdom, the leader through service, and the survivor refined by fire. When these 6 talents unite, Virgo becomes a vessel of transformation, not only for themselves, but for everyone connected to their life. Their presence is never neutral. It always shapes, refines, and restores. The decree must now be spoken, for words seal what spirit knows. Say aloud, "I walk in the 6 talents God gave me." Speak it with certainty, not as a hope, but as a declaration. Each time this decree is repeated, the talents strengthen, the shadows weaken, and the path becomes clearer. The decree is not magic, it is alignment. It reminds Virgo of what already exists within and activates the courage to live it fully. The image is powerful. Virgo standing in light, no longer doubting, no longer shrinking, but walking forward with tools in hand. In one hand, discernment like a lamp revealing the path. In the other, healing like water poured over wounds. Around them, words flow like wind, order rises like stone, leadership glows like fire, and resilience shines like gold refined in flames. This is the prophecy fulfilled, not of perfection, but of purpose. The world does not need Virgo to be silent, hidden, or diminished. The world needs Virgo awakened, using every gift God has highlighted, every talent refined in trial. For when Virgo stands in their fullness, lives change, destinies shift, and heaven's design is revealed on earth. The decree has been spoken, the talents have been claimed, and the path now waits, lit by the light Virgo was always destined to carry.